This snapshot video is in regards to the first two steps in the counting process. Remember, you can always stop the video, work a problem, and watch the video. The first two steps involved in counting consist of 1. The identification of the task. Ask yourself, what are you actually having to do in terms of counting? Step 2 is the identification of the group or groups involved and how many items are in each particular group. So I'm going to walk you through 3 examples that illustrate the 2 steps. In our first example, we want to know how many different possible vacations could you take if you could choose 3 different cities from a list of 20 cities. So your first step is to identify the task. Exactly what are you doing? We are choosing 3 different cities. That's what we need to do. So I'm going to count city 1. I'm going to count a second city. And I'm going to count or determine a third city, right? That's step 1. List what you need to do. I need to pick 3 different cities. The second step involves identification of the group or groups involved. That is, where are these items being selected from? Well, we get to choose from 20 different cities. So I'm going to draw a little box here, and that box represents the items I get to select from. That is the first 2 steps. We'll see in a later video how or what we do in step 3 and then step 4. There are 4 total steps involved. These are the first 2. Identification of the task. So what I do is I'll list the things I need to do. I need to pick 3 cities. Second step, I ask where are they coming from and how many do I get to pick from. Let's go to the next example. If you were the human resources director and you had 2 accounting positions available, how many ways could you fill those 2 positions if you had 12 applicants? So, what I need to do is I need to fill 2 accounting positions, right? So, maybe accountant 1 and then accountant number 2. Second step, where are they coming from? I'll look in the problem. I have to choose these 2 accountants from a group of 12 accountants. So I'm going to draw myself a little box here. There are my 12 accountants. Our next example, suppose we have 12 people applying for both an accounting position and a secretary position. How many possible ways could we do to both positions be filled? So once again, I identify the task. That task involves choosing an accountant. It involves choosing a secretary. Where are they coming from? Well, the 12 people here are applying for both the accounting position and the secretary position. So the 12 people are whom I get to choose from for both of these positions. See, this would typically be 2 different groups. That is, if the secretaries were coming from another group, then I would have, say, 12 people applying for the accountant position, and say maybe 8 people applying for the secretary position. So I'd have 2 boxes up here. Once again, in later videos, we'll see what to do. But this explains step 1, identify the task, and list what you need to do. Step 2 is actually determine where are these items going to be selected from. What particular group or groups are you working with? That's it. Thank you.